Welcome back to Will to Power mod and the final episode of Miriam and the Believers game. So as I said in the last game, I think we practically won the game. We are far ahead above everyone. Hive is falling down, it's half of our strength at the moment. Last episode we conquered all of these bases here and these here. So I think it wouldn't take me that much to conquer all of his sea bases. And then on this side we have a ton of army here. They are mostly shard units and of good quality. And more are coming down. We have these mag tubes. Once you get mag tubes, I can no problem conquer Deirdre here. Then we will turn on Spartans. They have only like 5 bases and then summon seas. Easy conquer as well. Eventually I guess I could just move all of these units and just take over Hive cities with amphibious attackers. He's relatively weak, stuck at 7 pop at Moon City, so he doesn't stand a chance. Our economy is also strong now, plus 163, and we have a ton of secret projects. Pretty much all is orange, and we are getting 3 new ones. Nobody is trying to stop us. So the game is won. I would just need like to make 5 or I don't know 10 more videos just to clean everything up. I don't think we need to do that. Instead, I will focus on reviewing the game. I will load a couple of saves from the game, early ones, then mid game, then how did we got to this late game, and will explain my impressions and what changed in the game for the better and what was wrong for the worst. And with that, we can conclude the series. So let's go to the start of the game. I should have most saves, I think. Miriam 2. Okay, back to the past. So this was our start. So what was interesting about Build to Power mod is that here at the start terraforming is changed. So you can see we have 5 food, farms give 2 food, and it's really nice change. It changes terraforming of the game. In vanilla and the Tinker mod you pretty much want to forest everything because forests are simply good and farms on these rolling tiles are not really impressive. But when they give you 2 food, they are much more interesting. And that makes for a nice balance between farms, solars, and then forests. We started here with quite bad land. Whenever you start near this Unity wreckage, the land is junk. Unless you happen to be lucky and have something like jungle here. But our land was bad, and we had university here very close. So we could not even expand, and as we discovered, the land here was bad also. To make things worse, university is like our natural enemy. But the one good thing about this start is that we get here some extra units and credits, which I unfortunately picked up late because I forgot to move the tile and get the money. But we did pick it up eventually and bought some improvements in the bases. Second thing specific about Will to Power here is that the colony pots are much more expensive than in vanilla. And it's probably changed for good. Because vanilla is just about spamming colony pots until you colonize and settle everything, and then you like start to play. Here you have to make some meaningful decisions. Do I build a expensive colony pot or try to get something like recreation commons in half the time? You can maybe choose rather to grow higher and then spam more colony pots. So I like this change. Say go to 4, skip a bit. By this time we were already in war with Zakharov, so AI is relentless. They don't wait much to declare war or threaten you. Instead of accepting this junk land, I settled in Zakharov's land here, took the better base. It's more of a distance, but it's the better base, so I think we fill up later one here. It's still early game. One thing here that while we are in war, we could very effectively defend with these rovers. Miriam gets plus 50% attack bonus, and it's huge, especially in its own land. So whatever he sent, we just easily killed and we were safe. Let's skip a bit more. We are now at 7. By this point, we discovered most of the planet. Discoveries you get by making pacts with AI, and then we probably made a pact with, I don't know, Young at some point or someone else, Santiago here. AI can sometimes quickly discover the planet, so you get to see everything. As you can see here, like the war has stalled a bit. It's hard to kill the AI quickly early, and he actually built Sid metal units. So in this aspect, will to power is better than Tinker. Tinker somehow, for some reason, avoids these units, and then it has lots of scouts. Unless Inductio fixed it, maybe he did. He certainly tried to. So these bases are harder to conquer than you would usually have it in Tinker. And here you can see Zakharov is already building gene jack factories. In Will to Power you have easier access to these mineral boosting facilities. It doesn't mean that you actually have better production. It's balanced in a way that you cannot produce too much things too quickly. Here we already have like our borders naturally set, and I'm going for Command Nexus. This is simply a good project for Miriam. She is war oriented and we can put it to good use. And one other thing to mention for the early game, here I focused on spacing my cities 4 tiles apart, and I instructed AI to do the same. I am doing this for sanity reasons, because having too many bases kills your will to play with too much micro. But one thing is for certain, it makes the AI a bit weaker. AI doesn't really plan ahead, so you can place the bases so that you simply don't have a space to place another one. You have to play like good Tetris. But I did screw that up when I updated the patch a couple of times. It resets the settings, so you can see the AI plays the bases 3 tiles here as well. See, 3 tiles apart. So I guess that helped the AI. I had multiple saves because I had some bugs and was trying things. So regarding AI spacing and base building, Hive was interesting. So here you can see that he spaced these bases apart. He already has lots of bases. Hive has naturally stronger growth and production, so he can spam these bases. Yeah, and the one thing that I didn't change was the maximum number of bases, and I didn't even notice Hive. So AI is encouraged to build the bases up to 50. Now 50 is a huge number. I was thinking that would be cool since they are like instructed to keep them 4 tiles apart. But as you will see on the couple of next saves, I think it's way too much. So that 50 limit should be reduced, and it's for the betterment of AI. Okay, regarding war, here you can see that we actually conquered university base. And it didn't actually take me much to win completely this war. And for one reason, that was luckily changed. Depending on these settings, and they were changed a bit, AI used to pick pretty much the settings like democratic, and Zakharov had it, which gets you -2 support. And I now have positive support, but they would end up with -2 or -3. In which case they end up with paying 2 minerals per unit, and they would pay like 2, 4, 6 or 7 minerals per unit. And as you can see, they produce 7 minerals, so this base would produce 0. For that reason they were stuck and couldn't produce new units quickly, so I conquered them quickly. Then I talked to developer, and he decided to relax the support bonus, so we have a situation like this, which makes it much better for AI. I think the quality of AI improved a lot after this change, but it was too late for Zakharov. This support change greatly helped Deirdre. So Deirdre here has only 5 bases, and then she started to put these on Cs. These are new, as you can see, low pop. She has lots of fungus, so she doesn't know how to clean it up or how to place the bases. And she had very low production. I cannot open the bases here, but I'll check it I think later. Due to her support problems, she had very low production and she is badly stuck, basically undeveloped. I cannot see the terrain, but this is terraformed. You have to discover the territory to see it. We see some roads, but that's not all they have. And I don't even know how, it's hard to explain, but somehow he boosted his bases to 16. This base has a ton of food from the seas, and he improved all of this. Lal also has extra talents, so he is the only one who can do this. This actually propelled him to build all the secret projects. For example, you can see Morgan here. He is stuck at 4 population, while Lal has 16. I mean, it's ridiculous. And here, this is like separate island. we placed one city here to control the jungle, and then Hive also colonized here, this part. That's maybe another thing that I could be taught to do. Instead of focusing on colonizing the sea so much, they could maybe colonize the islands first, and then the sea should be like a last resort. Although sea bases are great for energy, and we'll come to that part. Let's move more ahead. We are now, I think, at 10. Let's go to, let's say, 13. So here is some kind of bug during war.
Turn complete.
By this turn, Zakharov is wiped. The forest spread, and then you can see our improvements. Here we are improving terrain, getting these gene jack factories, trying to up our production, and we pretty much colonized everything we needed to. One sad thing here is that Deirdre, as I said, was stuck and was slow, and for example, she never learned how to colonize and settle this area. AI likes these monoliths, so they settled around it, but you cannot settle here, it's rocky terrain, and then AI doesn't know how to clean up the fungus here, or for example, level this terrain. I think this could be maybe improved. Gonna suggest that to developer. And then Hive started to attack her, since he plays so many bases, he spams units, he conquered her sea bases here, and even captured this one. So she's losing ground, she's weak. At least she builds good defenders. At this point when I was playing the game, Tinker AI had all 111 units for some reason. I think that's improved now. She even built worms. But as you can see, Biology Lab, Holo Theater, Headquarters Biology Lab. So regarding facilities, AI is completely stuck. Really bad priorities. And then instead of focusing on a war or trying to free their bases or to expand here, she's building a sea colony pod, and all the sea is taken. Decision making is not great. And Hive spread a lot. You can see now many more bases. It will not take long for AI to completely take whole southern hemisphere. And here we are already in war against Young and Lal. And that is because I stuck to fundamentalist, mostly for roleplay reasons, and then they hate you. They like police state and democratic. Lal also gone crazy, he picked up all these secret projects and continues to building new ones. We have our command nexus. Let's go to say 16. So regarding our land, much didn't change. We took this base of Hive. And I think, yeah, we have bases at 8, and it was hard to grow them more. And the developer, I think, changed the psych system. And the psych system was changed for the better. Here I have these technicians. Since I have them, I presume that we did not change psych system. Yes, because you cannot do that. As you can see, base is unhappy. With this change, if you place the technician or specialist instead of drone, it will not simply erase drone from the existence, but technician will replace the citizen and the drone will shift left. So you have to fix the drone, and you have to use the psych slider or empath to fix it. So this will fix the base. So this was the change introduced a bit later. I think the psych system is a great change overall, much better system than base vanilla thing, where you can simply cheat your drones out of existence by using specialists. But for consequence, this has the effect of having much less energy, since these specialists produce ton of energy, as you can see here, plus 21. And when you have engineers, you can produce 50 energy or something like that. And if you have all the bases at high pop, you produce plus 500 energy per turn. We are plus 127 here. It's a lot, and it's early in the game. Yeah, actually not that early, 2277. But still the bases are relatively small, as you can see. Only couple of bases above pop 7. I think at this point AI was still producing things well. As you can see, Hive is building children crutches, plasma transporter, biology lab, network node. And then, I don't know, something changed and they started to spam all those cheap units. You can see here 131, 531, 632. So these are quality units, and later on in the game you will see they spam scouts and gunfoils. So something later broke in AI building queues. Here we have access to Lal's bases, and he's great on facilities. Some AIs are just much better than the others. Look at this base. He changed production for some reason, but look at these secret projects, lots of facilities, all the tiles improved and being worked. He can even tank these pacifism drones since he has lots of talents. And he had planes much earlier than us, so he started to kill our units with planes here. Here is one plane. So he picked up our farmers and weak units. He killed something in this base. So this Lale is doing a great job. We just defended here because I couldn't progress. He would kill me with planes. And we were in free market to gain energy, so you cannot go to his land. You have to fight the drones. One good thing here is that Deirdre expanded, finally. But she expanded around the fungus. She doesn't know how to clean it up. And Young went stupid mode. Look at this. Morgan took this base, but whole planet, it's just hive. All of his bases. So for example, for the next game, I would rather restrict AI maybe to 30 bases or 25 and have them build like a good 20 or 30 bases than have, I don't know, 50 of bad ones. As we will see later, most of them were junk because he had tons of problems with drones. All of these bases are adding bureaucracy drones. So going too wide has its downsides. Let's go to 20. Now we are nearing the end. We took control of this base as well. Hive still has million bases. And at this point the game is broken. He's spamming gunfoils, as you can see. So something broke Hive. He started to build these things. I'm not sure what. There were many patches. So I presume something broke the AI production. Other AIs were doing better, but I noticed Santiago building the same crap as Hive. And Lal was strong. I can use this editor mode to see the things. Interestingly enough, he started building these spore launchers. Had them quite a few. Conquered Sparta Command and Valor Fortress, so Lale is killing Spartans. He also started killing Morgan here, as you can see units here. Took the sea bases as well. For some reason, AI likes to leave the bases empty. Now this is something that shouldn't happen, also a thing to fix. At least worms can go in and kill population and destroy facilities, and at worst, the other AI just jump in and take the bases. AI seems to be leaving empty bases often on the seas. The ships are quick, so they take over the bases. Although it is hard to tell, sometimes AI will kill the other bases with, say, airplanes, so they stay empty. So you're not sure this base is empty, but I don't know why. Probably the defender was killed. Sometimes AI will transport it somewhere else. Regarding our game, I was preparing units somewhere, I don't know where. Yeah, in this base I have lots of units. So I kept them inside the base because I wanted to have a good stack to kill him. And I couldn't just go like that because he had always better tech than me, so he could counter-strike and kill me. It didn't help that he had this silk armor quite early in the game as well. Regarding terraforming, you can see here Deirdre building boreholes and improving terrain, but she lost the land to Hive. Hive was spamming stupid amount of ships already, as you can see, and he would keep bombarding her, so she did not have HP. This one is slightly damaged due to bombardment already. And here we were struggling as well. As you can see, my bases didn't grow much. And the problem were drones, so new psych system was a bit too harsh on drones, I think. So a bit later it was relaxed slightly, so I think it's now in a good shape, probably. And there were also a couple of changes on energy. Energy became much more important. So you need to have energy to boost the slider to fix the drones. This energy thing also makes these echelon mirrors much more important, so you want to have lots of energy to fight the drones. Rush things and do what you can with energy, it's great to have it. So it's not all about forest meta anymore. Forests are still good. So yes, I built the tree farm here. So these are great tiles, these are like monoliths. I mean, it's simply great. But for example, if you want to focus growth, you would rather work farm, and then once it grows, you would go and work all these forest tiles. Later on, you can pick up hybrid forest as well if you want more food. And let's say go to 24. I think we are now speeding up, not too much to tell. We are nearing the end game. Here we finally broke Lal, and what I did was that I built this cruiser transport and use amphibious units. So I just surprised him here and took this base. This is something that you can do and that I did in Zakharov game against Morgan. So AI will protect their bases well, but you can make amphibious invasion and hit the back bases which are less protected. So I conquered this one and this one. This one having Hunter Seeker. And without Hunter Seeker I could have now steal all his techs, so I did. With all the techs, of course, I gained the edge. Better units, better armor, and now instead of him being protected from probes, now I am protected. And this was beginning of the end for Lal, and then since he had so many wonders, we would get all of these for us, and that propelled us to victory. Other AIs, I don't know, some didn't do great. Morgan was in a war, so he had lots of troubles with Lal. Lal was basically too strong. He was killing both Morgan and Spartans. And for some reason, unfortunately, Morgan failed to build hub complexes in these bases. He should prioritize it, but he focused on military to defend himself. I mean, he has to do that, but then he's way too late with hub complexes. And then later on a bit, we had floods, and then he lost some of his key cities to floods. If the city is a low population, it will be completely wiped by flood. If the city has high population like this one, then the flood will kill half the population, I think. Hive is a monster, ton of bases, but since we changed the psych system and he didn't build facilities, you can see the main base Hive is only 3 population. He actually starved. He had 6 population earlier. So the patch basically screwed up greedy AI. You now cannot grow just like that. You have to build facilities to grow. And since AI grew and didn't have facilities, it couldn't work the tiles and it starved. So this slowed down Hive. It wasn't exactly mine or anyone's attention, but that's what happened. Probably made our game much easier. And then now AI are stuck in war, so they do not develop well. Pt38 grew these bases well. One important advantage of these C bases now in this meta is that energy matters much more, so these bases are more valuable. They produce ton of energy, and they grow quickly, while the growth on land is somewhat harder. Let's go to Pt38. By this time, we wiped Lal out of continent and was preparing to take his C bases, and now we are winning the game. Since we have all these great bases, tons of pop, all these secret projects, we are starting to dominate. He did a good job here, but then we stopped him on this side. Pt38 did a bad job here. Maybe she could have defended these bases, but AI doesn't do well in defense here. Like she did well, for example, 281, this is very hard to kill. But I think AI is prone to leaving the bases undefended, so she lost these two. This one is also well defended. I don't know at what point, but at some point AI figured out and started to stack these defenders. You can see here it has one defender, 251, and later it will add 10 defenders in the base. She did lose this base, Chaos Landing eventually, but this one is well stacked as you can see. Morgan still stuck in 4 on lots of bases. He has this one at 5 and this one at 9. He expanded on the seas. I guess that's a good thing. He don't have any more land. So for the next game, I think I will reduce their base number, but I will let them have a bases space apart by 3 tiles. They really need help to settle more bases closer. And they will have smaller but more compact empire that will be stronger than what they are doing now. So that's one change that I will do when playing. Let's see the production, recreation commons, hub, complex, gunfoil, gunfoil, gunfoil. So I don't know about these gunfoils and look at all these scouts. They just eat his support. Maybe AI thinks that he has lots of support, so he just fills it with cheaper units. That might be the reason. But I mean, this is still I don't know, these units are mostly useless. They are good for police. But he would probably be much better by producing better units than this junk that he's producing. Morgan doesn't have that issue, he actually produces these strong units. So it might be connected with support. Morgan has low support. So he produces good units while AI is weak. So here, if you look at our empire, you can see we grew a bit more, 11, 11, 7, 6, 7. Lots of these bases is still at relatively low pop, 7, 6, 3, 4, 5. And I think the growth is a problem. I felt that I grew too slowly for the most part. It's also the problem, the way I play. Maybe I will switch from that. I like to roleplay a bit, but I did stick to fundamentalist this game. Obvious choice would be here to pick democratic for plus growth. And then you can actually grow and not do what I did. But the growth is a bit slower in WTP, and the dev will change it slightly. I think he already did, so that's in a new patch. That plus we are getting back population booming, so eventually you can like choose the moment and pop boom lots of your cities if you bump up slider to 100% or something close. And let's move near the end. So 32 is the last one. Let's go to 30. At this point we are done with Lal at the top. We started conquering this side a bit with the units from the top, and then you can see here our amphibious operations. We are killing Hive, and the Hive is simply producing junk units, so we killed a million of these weak foil probes. His cities are full of 111 units. That's like a downer, and he is using gun foils. This is maybe the part of the reason why I didn't see much point to continue the game. We want to have this fixed. And it just took me a lot of time to kill all these units. He has some good units. Like here you have 2-5 defender. But he's mostly building these scouts. Something broke him. Deirdre eventually figured out to settle a base here. That's impressive. And she is defending well now. A bit too late, but yeah. She improved. Yeah, Morgan. This base is improved. This one as well, this one as well. So he built hub complexes, but he's way too slow. And Spartans never made a great deal. They built a ton of these gun foils. Actually, they are building empath versions, which are better than Hives. Hive is building just normal ships. So Spartans had some success on sea at least. But I mean, these units can, if anyone places like one Silk Defender, these units cannot do anything. And this eventually leads us to our final save. You can see the conquest speeds up. Now we conquered all of this. We conquered all of this here. There is no more Hive here. And then with all these units, as I said, we could conquer pretty much everything easily. 11 pop, 10 pop, 8 pop. So Morgan improved a bit. But as I said, still way too slow. But he is better. And we simply, now at this point, we ran away with the game. We are too strong compared to the AI. So Hive recovered. Now you can notice the Hive is at 7 population. But he still builds weird things, so this needs to be tweaked. At a couple of points I've seen him building recreation commons at holo theaters, but he seems to change his production. And when he changes it, he changes it empire-wide. So he never finished it, unfortunately. The base is okay because it's stapled now. He's using this nerve staple thing. At least AI knows how to use that. Maybe this game is not fully representative because we changed patches so many times, so I should have started a new game, but I wanted to have this finished, I guess. So I think this is it for the game. It was challenging. Bad start, the fight with Zakharov. It was relatively easy due to his support problems, which was fixed. Then it was quite challenging to get to Lal at all. Lal is never a good fighter, but I had troubles to get to him. He's more of a builder, similar to Morgan. But AI could be like taught to fight better. Once we have taken these two bases, AI didn't actually resist too much, they mostly defended. Although I had super strong units like stacked together, so it's hard to fight against that. Still, I think the AI could do much better on trying to attack instead of just sitting in the bases. Maybe something to improve somehow. I think that's hard to improve. The way it works in vanilla is that AI has much stronger attack than defense, which is not the case here. So, for example, in that mine Zakharov and Tinker game, Morgan can kill my units because attack is so much stronger that he can like throw his units and kill some of mine units. Here, like you cannot really kill in units as easily, so the player loses less units in general. For that reason, maybe the AI appears slightly passive. That was challenging, and then I mean this hive is certainly very challenging, but I think something broke hive AI. So he was building this junk, so it was just tedious to conquer all of this. And here we stop the game because like there is I think not much point to conquering all of this. As I said, I will see to start a new one, but with changed format, and I'll try to make it more interesting. And I will maybe not go and play even a full game, like maybe more try to make interesting story or to try interesting new tactic or to try new things and new builds. We'll see what we come up with. I hope you liked this one and liked the mod. It's probably my favorite mod, just due to rebalance things and for me being able to spam these infantry units which are not too expensive. In vanilla and tinker mod you don't really want to build these as rovers are too good and anything mobile is way too good compared to infantry units. I would like for example tinker to change that and to make infantry units competitive. Infantry units do come online in tinker but only when you have mag tubes. Then they are mobile so you can use them without hasty penalty. That's a downside of vanilla and for example one reason why I prefer a bit more this mod for fighting. Build wise like they are similar. This mod has more interesting psych system now when it's improved. Yeah, this mod also doesn't have crawlers, but we will get them back. It will just be much later in the game because they are basically unbalanced. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having them late in the game. We could have used them, for example, to grow our cities better. And maybe lastly, let's say another thing about this mod is that it rebalanced some of the facilities and changed the costs. It's very important to have these OP super projects more expensive as vanilla costs are way too low. So you can get super projects very cheap and then that makes the game too easy in general. That is it then in this one and thank you for watching to the end and see you in the next adventure. We will see what we will do, but rest assured I will come up with something. Thank you and bye.